For question number 12, it says, suppose a straight stretch of highway running west to east begins at the town of Albany. So we've shown that in yellow here. And the diagram shows distances from Albany east to various towns. A new grain storage facility was built 24 kilometers east. So I've drawn that here in red. Zoom in a little bit. So there's where the storage facility lies. Imagine this being a number line. So at 24 kilometers. And write an expression using absolute value symbols to find the total distance. So for the storage grain facility from all 7 towns on the highway for this proposed location. So what's the distance? So we can find distance by finding the displacement, which means we subtract, and then taking the absolute value of displacement. So here I've circled the different distances or the different locations in different colors. And what we can do is we can find the displacement between the storage facility and each town. So for example, between Albany and the storage facility, we can find the displacement, 24 minus 0. So that would be the displacement between those 2 points. So if we subtract on a number line, we get displacement. And if we take the absolute value around there, okay, so if I take the absolute value of that, I would get the distance traveled. Okay, and that will give us this 24 that we get right here. So 24, position of positive 24 minus 0 is 24. We take the absolute value. And so that yellow line that I've drawn up here, that yellow line is that displacement. And when we take away the displacement of put absolute value around it, we get the distance between the Albany and the storage facility. And I did that for every town. So in blue here, we're finding the displacement between Burkend and the storage facility, 24 minus 10. And then we take the absolute value of that. And we do that same with the green distance here. This green distance here is the distance from Crawley to the storage facility. So we do 24 minus 17 and take the absolute value of that. And then we move on to the distance from Denford, 24 minus 30, which gives us negative 6, and we take the absolute value of that. From Essex, that green distance there, from Essex is going to be this orange distance. It's going to be 24 minus 42. So we subtract those positions to get displacement. We get negative 18. So we want to do the absolute value to get the distance. Okay, and the same thing for this green line from the storage facility to Fortier, 24 minus 55, and then that last distance here is from Grey Ridge. We're going to do 24 minus 72. We get negative 48, and we take the absolute value of that. So all these expressions then represent that subtraction represents displacement. The absolute value turns that into distance. So then we can add these. We can add these together. We can sum these all up, take the absolute value of these to get all the distances. So 24 plus 14 plus 7 plus 6 plus 18 plus 31 plus 48. And this gives us a total distance. That's going to be 38, 45, 51, 69, 100, and 100, 148. So the total distance from the storage facility to all the towns is going to be 148. I think it's expressed in kilometers.